This is Al Nassr, one of the most popular clubs in the world, with stars like Ronaldo and Sadio Mane. So it got me thinking, what if they join the Premier League? Would they crumble and get relegated, or would they dominate and win Premier League titles and Champions League to become the world's best team? However, winning the UCL with Al Nassr is not going to be easy because we have three main issues. With the first one being quality of football. And taking a look at this team, their best players are Ronaldo, Mane, and Brozovic. A lot of players who played at the highest level, but now are way past their prime. And not only that, the rest of their players are just all bang average players. The second problem with this team is the age of the whole squad. Just take a look at all the players that are over 30, and majority of them are literally the best players in this team. And that is because the best European sides have the best young talents, while we're stuck with Sad Hagawi. No disrespect. And the final problem we have is no identity in their play style. You see, when it comes to Al Nassr, they have one game plan: get the ball and send it to Sadio Mane and Cristiano Ronaldo. And with a 33-year-old Mane and a Ronaldo way past his prime, they just can't carry the team anymore. But kicking off season number 1, we actually have 3 advantages here at Al Nassr. First things first, we have 67 million, which is a lot more than most of the lower end Premier League sides. Another huge advantage we have is we have Jonathan Durant still contracted to the club, so we're definitely going to bring back one of the best young strikers in world football. And our last advantage is that we have Ronaldo Jr. in the youth academy, and he looks incredible. However, he's still 15 years old and we can't promote him till next season. But hold on, Pep Guardiola has invited me to his office and welcomed me to the league. And Guardiola says, welcome to Premier League football. It's nice you finally left the Camel League. But sadly, here in the Prem, buying aging stars and having one-star player is just not good enough to survive in this league. But I know what I need to do to prove Guardiola wrong, win the Premier League and win the Champions League, and finally humble this bald man. And you know what? Because Guardiola is doubting us in this challenge, I only want to sign players that were doubted in their careers, forgotten, or labeled as flops. And if you take a look at this team, anybody can replace in this lineup. They're either very bad or very old and will start going down this season. But like I mentioned before, John Durant could become like a Zlatan Ibrahimovic, scoring a bunch of goals in the Premier League. And in terms of signings, I think we should sign a brand new right mid that's Premier League level, as well as maybe 2 brand new fullbacks and maybe even a center mid. And I think our 67 million will be just enough. And I think the first player I want to sign is Anthony. He is the epitome of a Premier League flop, but he cooked at Betis last season. And for only 20 million, we brought in the talented fidget spinner. And as Anthony joins us side, the truth is he cannot stop the best wingers in the world. So we need to sign way better fullbacks. And somebody who was supposed to be world class is Oscar Mingueza. He came out of La Masia expecting to be a Barca legend. So for 21.5 million, we have brought in the La Masia flop. And I think for left back, we have to sign Ryan Sessegnon. This guy was named the Championship Player of the Year at just 17 years old. But that's where his career really peaked. So for 10 million, we are bringing the ex-English prospect. And look at Sessegnon in the new Al Nassr kits. If you want these in your career mode, check Road Kits in the link in the description. And after bringing in Sessegnon, we have no money left, and this is what the team is looking like. It's looking a lot better, but I'm not sure if it's still good enough to survive relegation. But with these brand new tactics, we're gonna try and build an identity for Al Nassr. But it was time to prove Guardiola wrong in our debut against Everton. And here comes Anthony into Ronaldo. Can we get the first goal in the Prem? And it goes in. Who else would do it? Ronaldo. But Ronaldo scoring was the peak of this game as Everton made a comeback, and Al Nassr went to their old ways, just trying to get the ball to Ronaldo or Durant. And we couldn't score as Everton scored a third. And that is basically how our season went. One of our strikers would score the goal, but then the opposition would come back and Al Nassr would go to their old ways of trying to feed Ronaldo, and he just couldn't do it by himself. Which means halfway through the season, we're sitting in 18th place in the relegation zone. Something with this team needs to change. And boys, I think I found the solution. I've changed the formation to a 4-1-2-1-2 wide, and because I want Al Nassr as counter-attacking football, having that center attacking mid that can make the final pass to Ronaldo and Durant should give us a lot more goals. But now the only problem is I don't believe Otavio is that number 10 that could thread those final passes. And now with only 5 million left to spend in January, we are going to need to sell some players in order to buy a brilliant number 10. So we went ahead and sold Deadwood, but controversially we got rid of Angelo and Otavio, 2 players that actually have talent to risk it all for a brilliant number 10. And let's just hope with 48 million we can find one. And I think I have found the perfect player in Alejandro Garnacho, the most controversial player in the Premier League right now. However, it's going to be difficult to get him as he's going to be worth 32 to 40 million. Let's see if we can get him. So with only 40 million to spend, we're going to start with an opening offer here of, let's go 38 million, his price valuation. Let's see what they say. And they've actually accepted, but that is all of our money. Is this the right decision? But before we can sign Garnacho, Guardiola has stolen him. I think Guardiola is trying to sabotage us, and now we have to find another brilliant number 10. And boys, I think I found the next best option, and it's Emil Smith Rowe. This man was supposed to be the next Ozil. This man man was supposed to break the assist record. And for only 20 million, Emil Smith-Rowe is joining Al Nassr. If you think Smith-Rowe is the perfect option, make sure you subscribe right now. And as Smith-Rowe joins the side, we still have 25 million left to upgrade this team. And so for 21 million, we have brought in Palhinha, who's been a flop at Bayern Munich. And our two signings really changed our season as Palhinha won more balls. And Smith-Rowe was threading those passes like he was KDB and wasn't even afraid of scoring a screamer. And now it's Emil Smith-Rowe with a shot from outside the box and it goes in. What a screamer from our number 10. And Al Nassr have done it. What a comeback. They finished in 9th place in the top half of the table. Guardiola must be pissed. And look at the difference Smith-Rowe made. 9 goals and 12 assists in half a season. Now at an 81 overall. But of course, a huge thanks to Duran and Ronaldo who scored in their part as well. And I think in this first season, we have found Al Nassr's perfect playstyle and proved to Pep Guardiola that we're more than just aging superstars. But I think it's time to take Al Nassr to the next level, and that is European football. However, before the brand new season, Ronaldo has come to my office and said that this was his last season. He is going to retire, but to trust in his son next season because he is going to explode in his first ever season. Man, it does suck to see Ronaldo go, but Junior's at a 70 overall. He might be a little bit too low rated, but I'm a back the second greatest player of all time. But boys, at the start of season 2, terrible stuff has happened. Pep Guardiola has stolen 2 of our players in John Duran and Mohamed Simikan for a total of 100 million. And that is weird considering because I had just checked their valuation and both of them combined exceeded 100 million. How did Guardiola even pull that off? And now this is what our team is looking like. A 59 rated striker next to Junior. We have Awamiri to replace Simikan. And with only 120 million, we also have to replace the likes of Laporte and Sadio Mane who are getting older. And somebody to fill the boots for Ronaldo. And right now, I think we need to prioritize the defense. And I think Matthijs de Ligt might be perfect. He really did fail to reach his potential. So for 43 million, we have brought in Matthijs de Ligt. And to replace Ronaldo, I found the perfect replacement in Endrick. With 12 months left in his contract, he's valuated out of 55 million. This could be a steal. And here I'm offering 55 million, which is all our money. They want 58. I'm gonna accept that. That is a steal. What a talent he is. But once again, City have stolen another signing. It seems anytime we try to sign anybody too exciting, Guardiola is gonna take him from us. So instead, for 35 million, we have brought in Colomwani, who had the biggest miss of all time. And for 15 million, we brought in Rashford to eventually replace Mane, who was doubted by his boyhood club. And for our last 15 million, we have brought in Raul Asensio, who has doubts all over his head because of all of the mistakes he has made. And this is what our team is looking like, a slight downgrade from last season. But we need to continue to prove Guardiola wrong by trying to qualify Al Nassr for European football. But we are back with Premier League football as we're facing Arsenal. Let's show the world and Guardiola that we can compete with a top club in this league. Arsenal have a corner early on and it falls to Merino as we go 1-0 down. Man, maybe Guardiola's right. And now here comes Emil Smith-Rowe against his own team, through ball into Sadio Mane, who lays it up into Colomwani, and it goes in. There's the equalizer. And after that Colomwani goal, everything changed as we scored another goal and Junior got 2 more goals to destroy Arsenal 4-1. And you know what? Ronaldo is right. His son is very good and we might qualify for European football. And yes, Al Nassr has done it. They finished in 6th place. I believe that's Europa League football. But boys, Junior's first year was incredible. He was a 3rd top goal scorer, as Colomwani was also incredible, and the rest of the team had a pretty good season. And boys, our team is looking absolutely incredible as Raul Asensio has finally replaced Laporte, and Marcus Rashford is also replacing Sadio Mane for the brand new season. And now in season 3, we have 72 million to spend as I want to get Al Nassr to the Champions League this season. But boys, I have some terrible news. 20 million has been taken away from us as the Premier League believes we have helped Man City by selling Duran and Simikan for way cheaper than they were supposed to be. I had nothing to do with that. That was out of my control. This smells like something Guardiola did. But now with the 50 million, that only gives us enough to sign 1 world-class player instead of the 2 players I wanted to sign. And those 2 positions, I wanted to be the CDM and the right back. And now I have to make a decision to trust in either Palhinha or Mingueza. And the player I decided to go for was Douglas Luiz, 85 rated for 37 million. He was a huge flop for Juventus this past season. And as Douglas Luiz joins the side, can Al Nassr qualify for the UCL? But despite only bringing in Douglas Luiz, our journey to qualify for the Champions League looked great as we beat the likes of Newcastle and Aston Villa throughout this season. And with 2 games left in the season, we're sitting in 4th place as up next we face Liverpool. And if we win this game tonight at Anfield, we don't have to worry about the last game of the season against 2nd place Arsenal. And now here comes Anthony, gives it into Ronaldo Jr., who's through on goal, Can he finish from there? It goes in. What a finish. And now here comes Emil Smith-Rowe with a brilliant through ball into Ronaldo Jr. again. It's brilliant. Oh my God, his finishing is incredible. 2-0. But in the second half, Asensio has conceded a penalty. This is not good. And here comes Salah to step up to take it, but Bento goes the right way, but it goes in. Liverpool might come back here. And now it's Marcus Rashford gives it to Ronaldo Jr., who's on a hat-trick, gets rid of the defenders, has a finish. It goes in. It's all over. We have qualified for the UCL. And it's another incredible season from the team, specifically Ronaldo Jr. 30 goals now at an 83 overall. And with just a little bit of improvements, this team will be able to win the Premier League next season. And kicking off season number 4, City have taken another player from us. And it was our captain Bento for 70 million. At least we got his price valuation for him. But there is good news as we have 250 million to spend. And we desperately needed to replace Bento, but more importantly, our squad depth, it's absolutely horrendous. And to replace Bento, we are signing Miles Villar for 50 million. Had huge potential until that stinker against United. For 32 million, I have brought in Barcelona flop Serginho Dest for right back. For 45 million, it's another Barca flop and Ansu Fati. And for the left wing position, Arteta accepted a huge offer for Martinelli. However, once again, Pep Guardiola stole him under our noses. So instead, for 60 million, we have brought in Anthony Elanga, who is doing great right now, but we know he had huge potential when he was at United. And this is what the brand new starting 11 is looking like, as our bench has also improved significantly. But let's see if we can win the Premier League title without Bento. And we have reached the final day of the season, and we're fighting for the league title against City, as we're facing them on the final day. And all we have to do is beat Man City here at home, and we will be Premier League winners. But just a reminder of all the players they took away from us: Duran, Garnacho, Martinelli, Endrick, Simican, and of course, ex-captain Bento. But here come Man City. Immediately, we had to stop Garnacho. He was through on goal. It's gonna be a penalty. An early red card too. Oh no. This is terrible. And here comes Endrick to step up to take it. The man we could have signed. As Milan goes the right way, but Endrick puts it away. We're 1-0 down. But here come Man City. Once again, Martinelli bangs it in. 2-0 in 12 minutes. We're 1 man down. But the second half kicks off. We need to start a remontada. Brilliant ball from Smith-Rowe to Elanga. And Bento makes a brilliant save. Douglas Luiz on the corner now, crosses it in. He finds Matez Ligt with a shot to follow up. It's gonna be a penalty. We're taking that. And Ronaldo Jr. to take this penalty. Very important. He scores his bottom left. He puts it in. It's 2-1. Come on, the remontada has begun. And now it's Emil Smith-Rowe looking for somebody here, looking for some space, somebody to make a run. And Smith-Rowe gives it to Jr. What a turn. What a finish. It's 2-2. We've equalized the game with 1 man less. And here we come on the counter-attack, but we made power play here at Al Nassr. Marcus Rashford through ball. It's Fati. 83rd minute finish. It goes in. That has to be the winner. We're gonna be Prem champs. And Junior lifts the Premier League title for the first time in Al Nassr history. Man, his father was right, but we're not done just yet because we wanted to win the Champions League. And it was another brilliant season from Junior, the top goal scorer once again now at an 87 overall. And this team is 100% ready to compete for the Champions League, obviously with the 1 weak spot being the left mid position. And boys, we were in the Champions League this season where we finished in 3rd place. However, we got knocked out by the greatest team of all time in Madrid in the semi-final. And now in season 5, because we're Prem winners, we're the biggest team in the Premier League right now. So City cannot steal any of our players. And with 232 million, I know exactly who to replace Rashford with. And for 185 million, we are bringing in Vinicius Jr., who ever since he missed out on the Ballon d'Or to Rodri, people have doubted his ability. But he is going to join us here at Al Nassr, and he's going to single-handedly win us that Champions League. And Vinicius has joined the side. This team is a Champions League favorite. And this time around in the Champions League, we finished in 10th place. And in the playoffs, we beat Midtjylland. Round of 16, we beat AC Milan. Quarterfinals, we beat Liverpool. And in the semis, we beat Atleti. That means in the final, we're facing Barca. However, boys, City did win the Premier League, which means if we fail to win the Champions League, City are back to being the best team and will probably take majority of our players. But Junior has had another brilliant season, 42 goals, while the rest of the side had amazing goal contributions. But let's hope that we can win this Champions League. But Vinicius Jr. is going to be suspended for the final. Why, Vinny? We didn't even get to use you, man. And I think this is what we're gonna do. Run Kolomuani back up top while Fati plays on that left mid position. But it's now time for the UCL final. Can we beat Barcelona. But it was a boring UCL final, which means we are going to a penalty shootout. And stepping up to take the first penalty is Ronaldo Jr. He bangs it in top bins. It goes in 1-0. And now Robert Lewandowski, who's still playing football 5 seasons in, goes to the right-hand side and he bangs it in. We dove a little bit early. And now Douglas Luiz to take the next penalty. You have to put this one in. Bottom left, 2-1. We're not missing tonight. And now it's Sudakov, the captain for Barcelona, apparently goes to the left and it's 2-2. Up next is Ansu Fati against his old teammates, where he flopped, where he let the whole team down. 3-2. He's revived his career here in Al Nassr. Lamine Yamal goes to the right and Villar guesses the right way but cannot save it. And now Randall Colomwani, who was amazing for us but got benched eventually. Top right, 4-3. Let's go. Who's missing the first penalty? Ethan Nwaneri has joined Barcelona. Top left, 4-4. Emil Smith-Rowe, who was a game changer in that first season for us, goes to the top right, 5-4. We're in the lead. If Pedri misses this, I love Pedri, so it's gonna suck if he misses. Goes down the middle, 5-5. We're going to sudden death. And now Ryan Sessegnon, you have been incredible since you signed for Al Nassr, puts it in 6-5. And now it's up to the hothead Pablito Gavi. Is he gonna score this penalty? Villar gets it the right way, but come on. Anthony Elanga has been absolutely incredible as well. Goes to the bottom left. Let's go. No one's missing tonight. Ricardo Calafiori, the center back for Barcelona, goes to the left. Man, who's gonna miss a pen? Serginho Dest up next. Please do not miss this. Ex-Barca player as well. Bottom left. Garcia does not make the save. And now it's Tiam. No idea who this man is, but he goes to the left. Villar makes a save. We're winning the Champions League. And Ronaldo Jr. lifts the Champions League. We have brought Al Nassr Europe and made them the world's best team. If you guys enjoyed this video, click on the screen to watch me become my United's GOAT.